my thing is something.
Wicked.
Yeah. It's something I think about often.
Gay sex.
Yes.
Children.
Oh my god.
No. So my thing is kind of not really. There's a person, but not really. It's kind of a thing almost. I don't know. It's. I wanted to talk about the early Jews in America on the continent.
Jews in America.
Yeah.
X-ray cat.
See through walls. Only wooden walls.
He sees through wood.
What-
Has to be wood. All right. So early Jews in America.
Yeah. So I was wondering the other day. I was like,
Why? Were they all in Brooklyn?
who was the first Jew to come to America? Like, how long have we been here?
Mm-hmm.
So
Quite long.
Yeah.
the first Jew to come to America is Jacob Bar Simon. He got here in 1654, which I believe is only 30 or 40 years from Plymouth Rock. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's like 1620.
Jacob Bar Simon is Jacob, the son of Simon, right?
I would assume so.
Yeah.
So he arrived in New Amsterdam.
Of course.
I believe they actually tried to go to Boston first and were denied entry, and the Dutch let them in, right?
I don't have that detail. I didn't want to do deep dives on all these people. I just kind of picked like almost three prominent
Right.
things. I think the first guy is kind of important. So obviously been here fairly early in the development of the colonial system.
Sure.
Within the first 50 years. If, not the first expedition, but very early on. So obviously we're not going to go through the whole history of America.
We don't have to.
We don't have to. But we're going to get to the American Revolution, which is really what I wanted to focus on. So we're going to focus on two Jews.
They walked into a bar.
The first guy's name, Aunt May know him, Haym Salomon. Haym Salomon. Have you heard of this guy?
First Hanukkah in New York, right? Is that what it is?
I've never heard that. That could
Like
be.
they celebrated the first Hanukkah in New York.
Really?
City? I don't know. Go ahead.
I never heard that.
Well, I mean, if
Because
they're
I
one
know
of the
they
first, then it makes
focus on
sense.
this a little bit in that that docuseries. I love New York.
Yeah.
The fuck's it called? It's just called New York: A History.
Okay, it's not this guy. This guy is a Philly guy. So
okay, never mind.
So he's born.
This is during the American Revolution.
Yeah,
I'm
it's American
sorry.
Revolution.
All right, go
So
ahead.
yeah. So he's a Polish guy who comes to America, gets involved with the American Revolution, becomes a financier, right? And kind of, just his life not too remarkable, just a money guy, guy with a decent amount of money, but finds himself enraptured with the American cause, becomes a Freemason, a son of liberty, all that stuff.
Oh, wow.
When Washington is getting ready for the Yorktown siege, he needs funds. And he goes to this guy, and this guy is like, how much do you need? And he gives him $20,000. This guy gives away all of his money, basically, to the American cause.
Wow.
He gave $650,000 in personal lending efforts to the American Revolution from this point on in the war.
He was wealthy.
Which comes out to $14.8 million. He on the promise that he would get it paid back. He never got it paid back and died penniless.
Wow.
But
Yeah, but look at the legacy he left.
without him, you could make a case that there wouldn't be any of the food, the arms, any of that shit.
Yeah, definitely make a case.
So this guy really helped win the war by the end with that thing. And, now there's like little markers for him and stuff. And like they've named boats after him by the Navy that have been commissioned. I mean, kind of just like an underwritten guy in
Legacy,
history that like
sure.
is brushed over.
After getting through that book I just read, the Fate of the Day, I realized how many there's a couple you never think about the non-English immigrants that were around. There's not many of them.
Like that guy's Polish.
Right. And there's a couple of prominent Poles that I knew about Kosciuszko, right? He's George Washington's great engineer, right? He's building fortifications and things, right? But Pulaski's another one, which we cross the bridge every day going to Staten Island. Pulaski Bridge. He's one of his generals who actually fought off loyalist pirates in Little Egg Harbor down here, where there was a giant pirate bay, and then he got killed in Savannah. It's these are important people, and we just don't hear about them. That guy's regiment was completely non-English fighters, so he had a bunch of Italians and Hungarians.
They gave him all Euros.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just not something that you hear about because I think when you're looking at the big picture of the war.
Well, that's such a small.
It's such a small thing you're not thinking about. Right. But this is the main guy that I wanted to talk about, and I'll go into him a bit more. This guy is Francis Salvador. He is the first. So he's the first Jew in America to be elected to office. In 1774, he gets elected.
His last name was Salvador?
Salvador. He's a Sephardic Jew.
Oh, okay.
Where that's a whole other sect. It's
a
weird thing. But anyway, he's a Jew. He gets office in America, in local office, right? Representing South Carolina, I believe. Provincial Congress, he's South Carolina Provincial Congress. Makes a big impact. Eventually, he joins a fighting force. He's fighting in the American Revolution, and he ends up fighting some Tories and Cherokee down in some battle. Yeah. He fights them at the Kiowa River. He was shot and killed and scalped.
Oh.
He's the first Jew elected to office.
And the first Jew
and
scalped.
the first Jew to die for the country. After his death, there was a letter which was written which said, here, Mr. Salvador received 3 wounds and fell by my side. I couldn't find him in the dark. The enemy got his scalp. He died about half after 2 o'clock, and they go into detail about his wounds. He was universally beloved. He's a colonialist, America guy, died. And after this, I was like, okay, how many Americans that were in the country actually fought, right? So
in the Revolution?
In the American Revolution.
Minuscule.
Yeah, I was going to say lower than you probably expect.
So it's a higher percentage per capita, but a lower general population, obviously. There's 1,000 Jews within the 13 colonies.
Okay.
It's estimated between
across the whole
13 colonies.
Okay.
There's 1,000 Jews. It's estimated that between 100 to 120 in that range.
So 10%.
10%. Which is a pretty big.
That's a very large number. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think it's actually isn't the fighting force of the revolution only about 10% to 15% of the population.
And then there's people who will say the the 3% thing. Have you ever seen that?
No, what's that? No.
It's I think it might be some sort of extremist group. I'm honestly not sure, so no one fucking get mad at me. But I thought it's something where it's only 3% of only 3% of Americans fought against the colonialists. Fought against the British. Sorry,
I thought it was 10 to 15.
That's why I don't know. On Google,
I honestly don't know.
I did Google what Google said. What percentage of Americans fought in the Revolutionary War, and it's approximately 12.5 to 15% of the total population.
Combatants?
Yeah.
Well,
That's fucking massive.
Well, that's what this says. Approximately 12.5 to 15% of the total population of the 13 colonies, which was roughly 3 million people, fought. And
it's massive, yeah.
That's a massive
But
number.
if you think about the number of the Jews that fought, it's coincides.
It's almost the same.
It's almost the same, yeah. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially you're talking about 1,000, then you have women and kids and stuff. So it's percentage-wise, it is a big thing. And the final thing is this letter from George Washington, the Hebrew congregation at Newport, Rhode Island letter. Have you ever heard of this?
No.
So after the war's over and Washington is kind of going around the country almost politicking, like meeting different people and like
building the country.
Yeah, he did.
He's building the country.
Yeah.
This is...
It's actually a great scene of that in Turn.
Yeah?
Yeah, in like the final episode. Yeah.
So I didn't know this existed. It was when I was reading his book I found this out. So he wrote this letter, which is...
Newport, of course, was under British occupation for several years.
For several of the Revolution, yeah. This is Newport, Rhode Island, I believe, is the first the first temple or the first synagogue in the country, I believe, is Newport, Rhode Island. It's there, South Carolina. I'm sorry, I'm still...
just cough,
I'm
man.
turning
it's fine, just cough.
But I was on the
phone.
I was on the phone with him the other day, and I turn into Bobby Kennedy if I talk too much.
Yeah. Yes. He starts...
I was on the phone with him.
Speaking like him, and I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm still...
vaccines.
We don't want it in the water.
We don't want the food dyes.
It's red dye.
All right. So, but he wrote this letter, which is kind of what has established America as probably the best place for Jews in human history. I would make a case.
Not Israel?
No, I think America has served us far better.
I don't think Jews get bombed in America.
Until fairly recently. But anyway, so he wrote this letter, which is kind of been the backbone of the acceptance of the Jewish people in America for, the existence of the country, basically. And I'm just going to read a little bit of it.
Okay.
I'm going to read this last part. It is now no more that toleration is spoken of as if it were the indulgence of one class of people that another enjoyed the exercise of their inherent natural rights, for happily the government of the United States, which gives to bigotry no sanction, to persecution no assistance, requires only they who live under its protection should demean themselves as good citizens in giving it on all occasions their effectual support. It would be inconsistent with the frankness of my character not to avow that I am pleased with your favorable opinion of my administration and fervent wishes for my felicity. Hold on, sorry.
I feel like you have to speak in like a George Washington-esque tone.
Good luck.
I can't do voices today. Yeah.
Good luck.
May the children of the stock of Abraham who dwell in this land continue to merit and enjoy the goodwill of the other inhabitants. While everyone shall sit in safety under his own vine and fig tree, there shall be none to make him afraid. May the Father of all mercies scatter light and not darkness upon our paths, and make us all in our several vocations useful here, and in his own due time and way everlastingly happy, George Washington. The letter's framed. It's in the congregation.
That is a very nice
You can
letter.
go see it.
Yeah.
It's kind of been the backbone of American Jewish relations in the country for the beginning. But yeah, so that's it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I just kind of the little brief history of the early Jews in the country, which you could kind of see the path and how that letter kind of establishes the tone that has existed for a long time.
If you would have asked me where was the first synagogue in the United States, I would not have said Rhode Island.
If you think about it, it kind of
it makes sense, though.
It does, but like I wouldn't have thought it.
Rhode Island was founded as like religious exiles from Boston.
But I would have
hoity-toity.
I would have thought like New York would have had one.
I would have too.
You know?
I do know that the first ship went to the first Jew ever in America went to New York City.
Yeah. Where
New
else?
Amsterdam.
Right. So you think like it would pop up there, like, but I guess official, is that.